Good morning, everybody. Let's get started. Today is Thursday, 24th of August, 21st of August, 2025, and this shows that the month is running very, very fast. Right? The month is running very, very fast. So, 21st of August, we are having a whole lot of high impact news here. By 8:30, we are having on Euro, 9:30, we're having on pounds, 130 we are having on dollar, 245 also we're having on US dollar. And for US dollar from 130, we're having unemployment claims. So this is just like the benefits that's being paid to unemployed workers in US, right? So that's benefit that's been paid to unemployed workers in US or unemployed people, sorry. People that are unemployed in US. So by 130, we are going to experience high volatility by 130. Also by 245, we have flash manufacturing PMI and flash service PMI. So this is also another impact news that we should look out for. 8:30, 9:30, we should look for high impact news on pounds and euros. Okay, so today is just full of red folder. So there's going to be a lot of momentum and volatility in the very market. Okay, so let's go to our chart to see what we have for today. This is what we have for today. So let's start with dollar indices, and I'm going to be using this software to explain. Using this software to explain, and this software is just basically support and resistance, right? So there's nothing different. I mean, there's nothing hidden about this software. It's just basically use of support and what resistance. And I'm going to be showing us. Let me start from daily because yesterday was daily time frame, right? So on the daily time frame yesterday, we have market rejecting this support level here, which will lead to a continuation of moving to the upside, right? So this support level here was rejected, and we are having buyers pushing up to the market, and this leads to us having this, right? Because this support level, we have a breakout, and market is hovering to a resistance. So this resistance now, two things will literally happen. We might literally have a breakout. So if this resistance is broken, then we look towards buy. But if it is not, so let's say we have a rejection at this resistance, right? This resistance zone, we are going to sell. Now, the momentum is bullish because market is coming from a strong support level and it has broken a trend line. So we also know idea about trend line breaks. So once a trend line is broken, wait for the retracement before we enter into the market. So what are we expecting this area? We're expecting the retracement to happen before we enter into the market. And one beautiful thing about this software is that it tells you when the market enters the buy, the support level, and also tells you when the market enters the what? The resistance zone. Okay, so it tells you when the market enters the support level and also tells you when the market enters the resistance level. So this dashboard is for trend, and telling you that lower time frame trend is still bullish. We have not gotten to the higher time frame trend. So what are we looking at today? We're looking at buying dollar. You can see rejection on this trend line. So a retracement will lead us to more bullish sentiment. So if I see a rejection at 98176, I'm going to buy US dollar. So my bias this morning on dollar is quite bullish. So because it's bullish, let's go to some pairs. USDCHF. So for USDCHF, I'm going to just do normal candles. So for USDCHF, what am I expecting? Like yesterday, we had a rejection of market at this support zone. At the support level, and market is entering. For me, I'll just market is entering into a range, right? They are just ranging in between buyers and sellers for USDCHF, but the trend is still bullish. at the moment. The momentum is kind of bullish at the very moment. Good morning, Mr. Michael. So the momentum is kind of bullish at the very moment. And where am I looking at for a proper support or probably a proper resistance? I'll go to daily time frame and I'll mark out here also, right? Mark out here. So a breakout of this level will give me more room to buy because this is a daily resistance zone, right? Even though market has, becomes bearish, the pattern is now bearish, but we are still in a very retracement phase for USDX, and I'm approaching that daily resistance level. Once that level is broken, then we can wait for a retest and buy. But on 4 hours, I'm seeing a reversal pattern here. Also, we have one here, but the market has been unable to break this low, which is still giving us much more bullish sentiment. What I'm just expecting for the market to do at the moment, it's a retracement or market breaks a high. And at the moment, it has not done anything like that. Yes, you look at this zone, we are having a resistance. So all I'm just expecting for the market to do is to retrace down here, retrace down here, retrace, right? And probably break this high. Okay, so that's what I'm expecting the dollar indices to do this very morning. Okay, so for me, I'm not going to enter any market at the moment. It's not ideal. We just need to wait for a retracement to occur, and the retracement will occur from here, probably this area, probably this zone. We might expect a proper retracement on this level. So this level 0.80740, it's a high impact one for me. Okay, so Euro USD, let's look at Euro USD. Euro USD is going to be very bearish, and you can see it's telling us that USD has entered the resistance zone. So let's watch if it's going to reject. Once we reject that level, then we are still going to sell, dollar. Now, Euro USD will be bearish on a long time. I don't know what's happening. The sellers are supposed to, start selling in the market. I don't know what's happening. Okay, so momentum for sellers is quite weak. But now we are still looking at bearish sentiment. Okay, we are looking at bearish sentiment. And do we have a break of structure? Let me see from daily time frame. Okay. Here. Okay. Our time frame. Okay. So now, what are we looking at? Right? We've not had a proper break of structure for Euro USD, and where the structure will break for me, it's this support level here, right? So if this support level is broken, then we have much more continuations to sellers, as this is a strong resistance zone. This is a strong resistance level, right? So that is a strong resistance level that market rejected yesterday, and Euro USD started plummeting, right? So I'm going 30 minutes time frame. I'm expecting price to break this low. Once it does, then it's a good one. Although it has broken this one on 30 minutes, it breaks this support level, right? Also another support level here, because this was a break of structure, a retracement. Market cannot break this high, so this level was broken here. Okay, so now we've had a break of structure here. What are we expecting? I'd love to see a retracement for price to break this high. I like market to break this high before I conclude that yes, we are going to buy. So this high, for me, it's a very strong area for me to consider that we are buying, right? So you can see a level of retracement, and I would love to mark this level too. So once I see a rejection at this zone, also I would love to enter a proper sell. So at the moment, the GBP USD, Euro USD are bearish due to some momentum, but you know there's news coming up. Maybe the news is what's making the market to react or something. I would love to see sellers coming in at these two levels for me before I enter into any market, because the Euro USD is approaching a 4-hour strong support level, which is here, and any rejection from here will can lead to, I mean, any rejections and breaking of this high, this one could lead to a very strong bullish sentiment, right? So let's just watch and see what will happen before we place our entry into the market. Gold, yes, let's look at gold. I'm going to start for gold on daily time frame. Okay, gold, 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 right? So I'm going to start with view candles. Now, so what are we looking at gold for? I love seeing gold at this zone from here. I'll go to 4 hours time frame to see if we have a break. Yes, we have a break of structure on 4 hours time frame here. Okay, so so 4 hours time frame, do we break any high? Do you have any high that has been broken? We can look at this. This was a breakout. So for me, I would look towards bullish sentiment, right? For gold, because we have this breakout, right? On 4 hours. So 4 hours, our bias is kind of bullish. Now let's look at daily time frame. Daily time frame, do we have a nearest support? This is a support zone. So what I'm doing is I'm listing out places where market can touch and change direction. And it's just so fortunate that we are currently in that zone. So you can see here on daily time frame, and see how market is trying to reject this level. So if market should reject this level, I'll look at this zone, because this zone is a strong zone for me for us to buy. Why? Because we have broken above this high on 1 hour time frame. So this high has been broken. We just need a proper retracement to buy. So we're looking for opportunities to buy gold. Looking for opportunities to buy gold for me. And what I would just love to see in buying gold is just quite simple. Look for opportunity to buy gold for me. So I'd just love to see a break of this, this resistance on 4 hours. And if I go to 13 minutes, you would see that this high, yep, this high is a strong one, right? So a break above this high also can give me much more room to buy. So we are having some buyer sentiment here, and also this resistance. So I marked out two resistance that once price breaks, we are it will be a good signal for us to buy, right? So once price breaks this resistance, will be a good signal for us to buy. So don't forget, we are bullish on gold. I'm looking towards the buyer sentiment, because this 1 hour has been broken, and I just love to see buys coming in on board, but after a break of structure, right? So after a break, so after this high has been broken, then probably we could have something like this, you know, like this. We test over here, we test here, and boom to the upside. Or, price go a little bit deeper to this level and continue moving to the upside. So that's what I'm expecting, and that's what I love to see on gold. So if otherwise, then we are still bearish on gold, right? So if otherwise, we are still bearish on gold. Okay, so don't gold, don't Euro USD. So my bias on Euro USD is just, I'd love to see a reaction and probably a retracement before I sell, according to the momentum. The USCHF, you can see, broke this high, and I'm expecting retracement down to this level before we can continue buying. And GBP USD also, let's check GBP USD. If you want to analyze any pair, just let me know. You can tell me if you want to analyze any pair. So for GBP USD, it's so glaring that we are on a very strong downtrend because of this sentiment that occurs. So we are on a strong downtrend. 4 hours time frame. In fact, this is a very strong area for me. On 4 hours time frame, we are having weak momentum, and we are expecting market to be there. So this is where it started on 4 hours time frame. We had a break of this level, and we can see that we can see that the market break this level and we retraced up to this zone. So we had a break, market retested this zone before we start selling, right? So I'm looking at this level. There is no strong structure for sellers going on, except this low is broken, and as this low is broken, what do we have another test? So this is where it started, right? And this level, we just need to be careful of this zone, right? So you need to be careful of this zone. You need to be extra careful of this zone, because if market rejected this zone and we have a breakup structure, then we are going to buy. So which means that once market reject that zone and it breaks this high, this support become resistance level, and it breaks this support become resistance level, I'm going to buy. So I'll wait for price to get down to this level, 1.3224 region, 1.3242 region. From here is just 30 pips, and stop loss could be 14 pips. You can take this sell down to this level. You can take the sell down to that level. Let's see, because we have. I will not enter. I will not advise us to enter the market anymore, because we are having a news in next 30 minutes. That is 8:30. So let's just wait to see what will happen. But I've marked out a very strong support level. So this support zone, this area is a very strong support. I'm looking for a rejection of market. Once market reject that level, I'm going to look towards buying GBP USD. So currently the bias for dollar is bullish. We're just waiting for a retracement. The gold also, we are waiting for it to break out 3339 before I enter a buy. GBP USD, I'm waiting for market to get to 1.32 34240. Euro USD, the same thing. You can see we're having a kind of rejection around here. Probably it could be a retracement before we sell. We never can tell. Let's go to JPY pair. So I dropped a signal on Euro JPY yesterday. So, and on our 5X group, I don't know if anybody took that signal. And luckily for us, market got to TP1 before the sellers came in on board. And I've been expecting, I was looking at that zone for a proper sell. So market gave us TP1 before it moves down, right? And if you look at the Euro JPY on a higher time frame perception, you would see here that the market's rejecting this level, and it's just like KM level. Okay, so from the rejection we have here, meaning that it's the storyline, that is the bearish movement, could start from that level. Okay, we've now had a break of this support level. So we've now had a break of this support, right? So there's no break of this support coming. Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry. So we've had a break. So meaning that for Euro JPY, we've had a break. Euro JPY, we are going to be bearish. We should not look towards buying Euro JPY. We should look towards selling Euro JPY. So from here, we had a break. Then market retraces up to this zone. Then we had a retracement up to this level, where we have market rejecting this zone. So you can see. And as these rejections occur, telling us that we are still bearish now. But for the daily time frame, we've not had a tangible break. You understand? We've not had a tangible break on daily time frame because this zone is a very, very strong zone. We only have a rejection here on daily time frame. And let me look at yesterday candle. What did yesterday candle do on 1 hour time frame? So we've not been able to break any high for yesterday candle. We only had market take up this high, retraces up to this resistance level and fell again. So this resistance zone, so resistance level of the resistance level of 171 171.890. That's the resistance level of 171.890. 171.890, right? So that area is the area I'm looking out for for sellers. So that is where the seller started yesterday. Did we break any structure? Yes, we break a low here. This low was broken yesterday, right? And so all these are retracement, and market is rejecting around this zone. Market is rejecting this level. So we are having this rejection around this zone. So if this current candle closes bearish, we could sell down to TP1 and probably down to this support level because the bias is still bearish. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 5 rejection on Euro JPY. Up to 5 rejection on Euro JPY. And I need a proper. So let me see if we can enter this cell again. Euro JPY or we wait. Okay, so let's just hold on for market to reject this resistance before we enter. But my JPY, Euro JPY is bearish. I need a full confirmation. If this current candle closes bearish, then we can sell Euro JPY. So if the current 15 minutes candle closes bearish, we can look towards selling Euro JPY. But if it does not, then I don't think there's a reason why we could sell Euro JPY at the moment. We just need to wait. So I need this current candle, 15 minutes candle to go bearish before we sell. As we can see, we have double rejection, first rejection, market dropped and rejected to this high. This is a retracement. Then we could continue selling Euro JPY. So my bias, because from daily time frame, I'm bearish. 4 hours also is showing some sign of bearishness. The only problem I'm having is that market has not broken this low, which is not giving me much more confirmation because I could have said, okay, let's enter the sell. Because market is not giving us, it has not broken that daily low, which we need to break. So the last one after JPY, I'll look at BTC and we round up for today. Let me even look at BTC first. So now round up for today. I've been looking at some bearish sentiment on BTC, for a while. So weekly time frame, Bitcoin, we have a double rejection in this weekly, and the BTC is going to sell, right? So double rejection here. 4 hours time frame, we've had a break here. So this is a break of structure, telling us that everything we are seeing, in fact, everything we are seeing in Bitcoin is bearish. This So weekly time frame, looking towards some bearish sentiment on BTC. Yeah. So we have a break of that zone. And you can see even this level, we have a break of structure telling us that the bias is quite bearish for BTC. So on daily time frame perception as well, and you can see if this current candle closes bearish, I'm going to sell. So BTC, I'm looking towards selling Bitcoin at the very, very moment. Let me see if you can take the sell now. Just about a few pips. About 73 pips. It's too high for me. Okay. So it's just all about support and resistance, right? And this market has rejected this resistance level. Hopefully, we could look towards some bearish sentiment for Bitcoin, and it has also closed below the moving average. I'm trying to look at maybe we could take a sell on BTC. Okay, so for Bitcoin, I'm going to wait. But if this current candle closes bearish, it is good to sell Bitcoin. Okay, so I'm bearish on Bitcoin also. If the current candle closes bearish, I'll just look towards selling BTC. Or we could look at this. I'm thinking of, okay, it's about 41 pips. It's about 28 pips. 28 pips to get 1 and probably 100 pips. So let's see if this current candle closes bearish, we could sell BTC. The reason why I'm not fully convinced is that we have a break of structure in this level. So this zone and market will trace down to this support level here. So we could head down to this level before BTC start buying, or wait for price to get to this resistance before we sell again. So we just need to be patient for the right setup to come in on board. So today is our advanced class, right? Today's our advanced class at our physical offices, number 50 AB2 QA. You know, if you have not been coming to advanced class, you are missing out, because last week we talked about some softwares. We break down some softwares using support and resistance. And today also, we are going to review some candlesticks and talk about really some softwares also that can help you for your candlesticks pattern and all that. So that is that this morning. Mazda this morning on our 5x group, I dropped a signal. We gained about 19 pips. I'm going to review it this morning before market changes. And one thing about 5x is it's a journey, right? I understand that we are currently on the drawdown, but whatever signal that is being dropped, please take it with a proper risk management. Don't just say, oh, okay, this one did not go my way today, I'm not taking it again. No, keep taking the signal, and you see that we are going to recover in no time. Good morning, everybody. Have a wonderful trading day. See you in class. Bye bye.